We sending our prayers to the Lord. Kamikaze in the squad ready for war. We ain't worried about no thotties. Pull up with the shotty. Got a chariot, don't need a ghost. Why these haters mad? Cause I'm woke. We don't give a damn about a Pope. Yeah, let's just toast up. Pull my drink up, finna light it up. I ain't got no time on slaying Edomites. I call my bro Toby just to bury y'all twice. Dark night
bussin', pull up on them bussin'. Got my Bible and it's heat, and I keep it tucked in. These other nations see it swallowing, got them running. Yeah, how was I coming? We just keep stunning. Look, bussin', pull up on them bussin'. Got my Bible and it's heat, and I keep it tucked in. These other nations see it swallowing, got them running. Yeah, how was I coming? We just keep stunning. Look.
Shepherds are in, the hunters are out, it's killing season, no pleading. Yahweh Shai gave the word, so we gon' leave them bleeding. This is my war cry, Lawa come, gird up, it's time to take the kingdom. Yakazak Allah, Yahweh is our power.
In your vibe, I'm digging how you move, ain't thinking about no other guys. I know you interested, I can see it in your eyes. You've been patiently waiting, I can tell that you wise. I've been waiting for this for a long, long time. Got my father's blessing, you've been on my mind. So intoxicating, I don't need no wine. Baby, I ain't frightened.
I see you at the holy convocations. I let you get booted, I was patient. I can't even front, I've been waiting. I wanna do more than just skating. Girl, in my eyes, you're so amazing. You catch me staring on occasions. I hope your heart is still taking all the eye contact we making. I don't even know whether you Judah or you Ephraim, Northern or the Southern, it don't matter in the prelims. Looking for a righteous man, hey, I'm trying to be him. Grinding on the week, I'm on the corner on the weekend. Summertime love, girl, is cruising the caddy. It's undressing your heels, you a daddy. Feels like you're ready, I just wanna make you happy. Even as my queen, you can still call me daddy. Say you wanna wear it, and I'ma make it happen. Dope, and you might have seen compliance with your fashion. Not a politician, I'ma really make it happen. Now we all afloat, I'm the one, no capping.
Like I give you everything.
Yeah, Israel 1 through 12. What you know about it? King talk. Follow me. They taught us lies and chased the image of his greatness. Gave us religion and it was off to the races. You got your idols and you wanna play your favorites. Same color, don't matter, your mind frame's basic. I kick truth and cover all bases. I'm talking facts and you wanna call me racist. I'm in the game with a handful of aces. Explore Job 9:24 and peep the fakeness.
Everybody good? Excellent, excellent. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another Tuesday class. I'm Brother Yashimai to my left. I got my brother
Yaquatazan.
BOL King. Y'all go check out his new music video when y'all get a chance on Bears of Light YouTube page. Music video is bussin'. Somebody get the door. But definitely. So we got a nice little lesson we're gonna get into tonight. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep y'all. For everybody tuning in on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, like the channel, share it. Also, hit the notification bell so every time we go live or have some new content, y'all could be notified. If you're on the Facebook page, be sure to like the page and share it as well. So tonight, the lesson is fear God, in a question sense. What's going on, my brother? Why fear God? Let's get into it. I mean, it's something we always hear. The scriptures talk about it time and time again. The fear of the Most High. The fear of the Most High have you doing this. So if you don't fear the Most High, you'll be doing that. But, man, it's something that the Bible's going to show us and, we're going to touch on tonight is how powerful the Most High is, because sometimes we really lose sight of it. It's kind of a cliche term, like, oh, we serving the Most High, the Most High, the Most High. But it's like we're really saying the Most High. Like this is the entity, the man that created the sun that you can't even look at. Weather that you can't be outside in because it's either too hot or too cold. Like this is the creator and the power that we serve when we say the Most High. So let's go to the book of Job, chapter 36 and verse 5 to start off with. Go ahead and read that when you got it, my brother.
The book of Job, chapter 36, verse 5. Behold, God is mighty and despiseth not any. He is mighty in strength and wisdom.
It says, look, behold, God is mighty. We be saying that all the time. Oh, we serve a mighty God. My God is full of strength, full of power, full of wisdom. The scriptures definitely say that, but why is it we always lose sight of that? Like I said, just the simple things of that. You go outside and be like, man, it's high. But you really don't be thinking like, that's the Most High that made that. It's like, oh, that's the sun. We be looking at the Most High's creation as just the creation. We don't look at it as the creator because he's in all things. That's why the Most High hates idolatry. He said, look, I made everything. I am everything. How can you liken me to this stone lion or this bottle of water? That's why he hates idolatry. He said, man, I'm everything and everywhere. You can't put me into one thing and say this is the Most High. He said, nah. So it says, look, he's almighty, right? Read that again.
Behold, God is mighty and despiseth not any. He is mighty in strength and wisdom.
He's mighty in strength and in wisdom. So the thing is, a lot of times, because of how we're brought up, like I said, the little things, which really equal the big things, we don't look at as the Most High. So, for example, some of these other heathen countries, right? They're so far into their idolatry. Say they worship the volcano. If a volcano gets to shaking and erupting, they start immediately giving obeisance to their God. Like, oh, our God is doing this. Our God is doing that. But when we see in these, natural events or whatever, we don't really be looking at it like, oh, that's the Most High stirring some stuff up. Be like, dang, it was a tornado that hit the other day. Or dang, another earthquake hit Puerto Rico again. We're not really thinking that's the Most High, So we kind of take his power for granted because that's not the culture that we're brought up in. Because we're repenting, coming out of the ways of the world and all these other doctrines that our people was following, we getting back to the understanding of that. But it was a point in time to where we understood everything is of the Most High. There's no reason to scratch your head. That's why the Most High said, like in Deuteronomy, he said, I kill, I make alive, I heal. Look at all of our people today that's just so hell-bent on F cancer. Like, no, that's the Most High. Oh, why my baby had to die like that? Our people, we had to understand it back at a certain time, like, man, the Most High is dealing with us right now. The Most High is judging us, right? So all that to say, let's go to SIRACH chapter 11, because like I said, when we go through things and because we're not really looking at it for what it is, you know, we're bent out of shape and in a sense taken off guard, caught slipping. The book of SIRACH chapter 11, and we're going to start at verse 25. And the reason why I even touched on this is because, you know, the lesson I was supposed to go into was supposed to include a current event, but the Bible is current event. You know, we live the Bible. The Bible lives in us, and you just look at the state of our people, right? And it's like we go through seasons. Sometimes we be like, Israel be on a high, everybody feeling good in the spirit, but that's not the season right now. Everybody's kind of just down low and downtrodden. And the Most High said, look, if you believe in me and you keeping my commandments, you're supposed to always be rejoicing, right? So read that verse 25.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 25. In a day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity. So
the Most High is saying, look, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. When things is good, things is great. You partying, we just got off of a 8-day feast, right? Feast of dedication. Everybody was having a good old time. Drinks and food, party, laughter, dancing. Everyone's having a great time. You don't have no time to think about the bad stuff you go through in life, right? But it says, and in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. Now that the fun's gone and done away with, we back to dealing with real life, our cursed conditions, living in hell. It seems like our people almost forgot all the good things the Most High has done for us, as if this is it. And we allow that spirit, because that spirit is not of the Most High. There's supposed to be a balance to things. The scriptures talk about not having too much fun, but the state that our people get in is not of the Most High. That spirit is not of the Most High. That's what the world throws on us to keep us off of our game. Because if the nation is feeling bad, brothers don't want to go out and street teach like that. People not showing up to classes like, I think I'll just stay at home today, right? And we all feel it at times. It's okay. You know, it's normal, but you have to know how to keep that spirit in check, right? So read that again from the top.
In a day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in a day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
Read.
For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in a day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
It says, hey, that thing is easy for the Most High. The thing is, don't allow your current situation to dictate how the rest of your life is going to be. Because like I said, when it says, when you're going through affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. When you just so hell-bent on being in a sad, depressed state, you're going to start making mistakes, because that's not the spirit of the Most High that he wants you to be in. Right? So it says, look, you're going to have to die someday. And it's not a hard thing for the Most High to judge a man according to his work. So it's like, hey, pick yourselves up, right? This is the comforter. Let's get inside this word. Let's realize who our power is, really embody and truly understand what that means to say we serve the Most High God, right? Go to SIRACH chapter 27. And we're going to read verse 5, because this is really what it boils down to, and something that we have to keep in check. Because you got to remember our whole even existence on this earth at this point, right? We have a mission to do. We're not out here just living our best life. Most High said, no, right now y'all are on a mission. Christ could have easily did that. He was the Son of the Most High. He came down from his glory. He said, you know what, I'm going to be down here with my people. It said at 12 years old, he was up in the synagogues and the temples learning from the priests and the doctors. He could have been trying to do what every other 12-year-old kid does, but he said, nah, I'm on a mission right now. Don't you know I got to be about my Father's business? And there's certain things that comes along with the business of the Most High that a lot of times we lose sight of, right? Go ahead.
SIRACH chapter 26, verse 5.
27.
27, verse 5. The furnace proveth the potter's vessel.
It says the furnace proveth the potter's vessels. All of y'all then took like a ceramics class before, right, in school? Y'all know what it's like when you're trying to make them little pots and vases and stuff. You got to put it inside that furnace to prove your work. Meaning if you didn't do a good job constructing it, a lot of times it cracked and it broke inside that furnace. Or it might have held up inside the furnace, but once it came out, then it cracked and broke. Right? So the Most High is saying the furnace is going to prove the potter's vessel. Read.
So the trial of man is in his reasoning.
So the trial of man is in his reasoning. We have to understand that we are going to be tried. These seasons when you feeling down, and the Most High is trying to see how you going to bounce back and combat that spirit. We was given the name Israel, right? To be a prince of power with man and with the Most High. We have power over those spirits. But if you put yourself in a mind state of, I'm just going through so much. And no, for one, why are you going through so much? Oh, right, because the Most High is putting you through something. You got to check that first and foremost. It's the Most High putting me whatever it is I'm going through. And you can't negate the fact that on this walk to eternal life, you're going to be tried. Some people want to like put the furnace to the side. They don't want to be tried by the Most High. They don't want to be proven in the furnace. They just want to say, Most High, I'm doing my best. Just pick me up. I'm good. It don't work like that. This comes with the territory. The Most High said, you want to be in the everlasting kingdom where you ruling forever? I'm going to have to prove you. What makes you better than the next man? That's like when you go in there for that job interview, right? And they say, why should we give you the job? That's what the Most High is saying. Why should I give you a spot in the kingdom? And what you going to say? Because I want eternal life? Oh, no crap. Who doesn't? What are you willing to go through that's going to set you apart from everybody else? What do you have to offer that's different from everybody else? And we can't neglect that, right? We can't hate that because that, again, is a part of this walk. You have to be ready to accept the furnace and everything the Most High is going to try you for. It is what it is. But we know that through reading the scriptures, if you come out victorious, everything is yours. Everything. Right? So let's go to Deuteronomy 8:2. Because like I said, it's a reason why we're going through what we're going through right now. We cannot forget that. And this scripture is going to explain because we went through the wilderness, right? Back in the times of Moses, traveled that wilderness 40 years. Well, the Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. He says now we're in the modern day wilderness, the wilderness of the people. In Babylon the Great, the cage of every foul and unclean bird. This is where you reside now. So why was our people in the wilderness back then? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee.
And to do, it says to do what? First and foremost?
To humble thee.
To humble us. A lot of us been in the truth no longer than 10 years. Our people was being proven for 40 years back at that time. And we be complaining. It's just been so hard. Ever since I came into the truth, I just been going through it. My family been doing this to me. It's like, bro, take that on the chin. The Most High is trying to prove you. One of the things is you have to understand is more than likely you're not being humble. Because when you take on the mind state as a servant of the Most High, we're all servants. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You get awarded your true title in the kingdom. On this earth right now, we're servants. You're going to serve one way or another. You either serving the people like this, teaching and spending countless hours with your head buried in a book, or you might be like something like what the priests did, cleaning up the schools, at the feast, cooking. Everybody serves. If we serving one another, we serving the Most High. Right? So understand that first and foremost. You are a servant. The Most High says, I need to humble you. Before you can even learn the laws, because he's going to touch on that. The first thing he said was, remember, you traveled these 40 years to be humbled, first and foremost. Go ahead.
And to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no.
He said, and that's the thing at the end of the day. I want to see whether or not you're going to keep my commandments. You going to keep my commandments or no? That's what the Most High is asking. And he just wants to see it. He gave our people an opportunity. Remember when he said Aaron, he said, hey, Most High is saying this. He'll be your God. He'll be our power. Everything on this earth will be ours. All y'all need to do is follow the commandments. Y'all agree? You know, Israel was throwing up their hands quick. Khan. He said, all right, then cool. Get the goat. Kill the goat. Splatter the blood on everybody. It is what it is. Y'all agreed to it. So by default, we got to follow it. Most High said this is all or nothing. You're either going to be the greatest or you're going to be nothing at all. There is no second and third place for Israel. You're either going to be on top or nothing at all. So he said he's going to, he had us in that wilderness to humble us, to prove us, to know what was within our hearts, right? And he says whether or not we will be keeping his commandments or no. Go to Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, man, the Most High, he's doing all this for us. And I know y'all probably saying like, okay, what's this got to do with fearing the Most High? We know that. I'm going to show you, but I just wanted to give this preface right here because, you know, the spirit of our people is so down right now. We can't lose sight on what the end goal is. Go ahead and read that.
Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Verse 8, for thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory he had sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye.
It says all these other nations that touches our people and spoils us, right? Ruins our people, destroys our people. Most High said, y'all touching the apple of my eye. Everything that's going on in this earth, believe it or not, revolves around us. And I'm going to show you in the upcoming scriptures and what I got for this PowerPoint. Literally, what happens in this world revolves around us. Decisions that you're making here in Los Angeles, California. Kyla, decisions that you're making here in Los Angeles, California could affect what's going on to a whole nation over there in Turkey, a whole nation in Greece, a whole nation in Italy. Literally. Because remember, the Most High said he can't even bring destruction, full destruction, upon this earth until the 1/3 is sealed. Until then, we're going to be going through hell. But he said once that last person, whoever he may be, is sealed, he said at that point the angels is going to let loose. So that's why a lot of times it be feeling like, man, like you wake up one day and it be like, it seems like this world going to be gone by next week. It's like this world is hanging on by a thread. But the Most High is just waiting on us. All right, let's go to the book of Exodus now. So this is how it ties in with how powerful our God is. And these are things that we read all the time, but we just overlook, and we don't see it all the time play out in front of our face. So sometimes it sounds far-fetched, but it happens. It happens. Exodus chapter 5, and let's start at verse 4.
The book of Exodus, chapter 5, verse 4. And the king of Egypt said unto them, wherefore do ye, Moses and Aaron, let the people from their works? Get you unto your burdens. And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and you make them rest from their burdens. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick, as heretofore. Let them go and gather straw for themselves.
So we all know the story of Moses, Aaron, Miriam, what they did for our people during the time of our captivity in Egypt, right? But here's a specific event that's going on before the Most High started plaguing the place. You know, he's giving you the preface. He said, look, the whole thing was our people was working hard. And the first thing the Most High told Moses and Aaron to do was go tell Pharaoh, like, hey, let Israel stop from their works, right? And he's like, why y'all stopping from y'all works? Why you coming to me asking me this? Y'all already know the deal. Y'all gonna be working every single day building up my kingdom, right? So he said, because you asked me this, and it's so crazy of a request, matter of fact, the way y'all was gathering up y'all stuff before to build stuff, I'm gonna make it even harder for you now. Put down those tools and pick up everything by hand, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8, and the tale of the bricks which they did make heretofore, you shall lay upon them. You shall not diminish out thereof, for they be idle therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our God.
Now, do y'all catch that? This is Pharaoh. He said the reason why he kept the people of Israel busy was why? Read that last part again.
For they be idle, therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our God.
When our people are not in a state of oppression or slavery, we revert to go back to serving the Most High. Think about it. Pharaoh said, why do y'all want to stop working? While y'all busy, I got y'all busy, worried about everything going on in my kingdom. Y'all not focused on the Most High. These people, when they become idle, they start to think like, oh man, you know what? Our life is supposed to be better than this. They start crying out to the Most High, wanting to go and sacrifice, serve the Most High. That's why America keeps our people so busy right now. Mm-hmm. You can't catch a break. It's like, damn, like work. You got one job, but it's really not cutting. I got to get another job. Trying to slow up this process. Why do you think people not really in here like that right now? Because they tired. It's like, man, I need some time to myself just so I can think. But then you look at our living conditions, right? Because it's not the exact same as back then, right? We ain't got no whips hitting our back. And we're not out in those fields picking cotton. But you just look at the environments that we live in, right? So not only are our people working crazy hours just trying to maintain a humble life, right? But look at our neighborhoods, because it says being idle. Idle has everything to do with calm, peaceable, right? Having a chance to meditate. Our neighborhoods, every 5 minutes, you got what going down the street? Sirens. Every other day, you got a helicopter in the sky. Our people living right by the freeway, looking out there. Like, you can't even have peace and quiet inside of here. You got the traffic going by down Florence. You never really have a chance to think. Then you got your phone as a distraction, right? Constant scrolling. You're not even really looking at what it is on your phone. It's just going. Your mind can't even process that. So by the time you stop scrolling, your subconscious is still trying to like calculate everything that you scroll past. Your mind has no rest. On the internet, right? On your phone, working hard. Our cities, right? Polluted. The things they put in our water to keep us in a certain state of mind. But then you look at our oppressors. Where do they live? Up in the Hollywood Hills. No freeway nearby. Down by the beach, where there's no sirens or helicopters in sight. You might have an airplane every now and then, depending on where you live. Peace and quiet, right? They have that idle time to focus on being great. We don't have that liberty because we know that being great to us is serving the Most High. And that's what our people will do if we become idle, in a sense of not being slaves or not being oppressed. So these other nations already know how to deal with us. It's written, right? Yeah. They keep us entertained. That's the difference now. They keep us entertained. That's what I'm saying. It's a slight difference. Like, that's why it's the coldest thing too, because like a lot of the subtle things in the scriptures be like so profound, to me at least. I heard a brother break down Deuteronomy chapter 28, where it said, we should be slaves and we gonna have those yokes of iron upon our neck until we be destroyed, right? So, most people say, oh, yeah, we had yokes upon our iron. We was destroyed as a nation of people. But then you got to ask yourself, the scripture said we was going to have those on us until we were destroyed. Why don't we have them on no more? Because we are destroyed. We're a destroyed nation. We don't even need the shackles no more. It's like a trained dog. You could let him off the leash, open the gate. He ain't going nowhere. That's Israel. Yeah. We don't want to go nowhere. And it's the same exact thing. That's the funny part, because our people was complaining back then about dumb stuff. When you read the scriptures, they was telling Moses, why'd you take us out of Egypt to starve out here in the desert? We miss Egypt where the cucumbers were good. Like, the cucumbers? And that's what our people say now. We don't want to leave America. Like, I got my job. I got my car. I got a pool in my backyard. Why would I want to leave here to go to dusty Israel, right? They say stuff like that. But our oppressor understands how to deal with us. Let's read the rest of that. Verse 9.
Verse 9, let their more work be laid upon the men, that they may labor therein, and let them not regard vain words.
Yep.
And the taskmasters of the people went out, and their officers, and they spake to the people, saying, Thus said Pharaoh, I will not give you straw. Go ye.
That's all I needed.
Okay.
Let's go to chapter 9 now. Now watch this. So Pharaoh's mistake was he was trying to get in the way of the will and the work of the Most High, right? Let's read chapter 9 and verse 13. We're going to jump around a little bit.
Chapter 9, verse 13, and the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, Thus says the Lord God of the Hebrews, let my people go that they may serve me.
So he said, hey, he got the warning. And this wasn't even the first plague that happened. I just wanted to skip to a crazy one. He said, hey, let my people go that we can go and serve the Most High, right? Drop down to verse 22.
Verse 22, and the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch forth thy hand toward heaven, that there may be a hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, and a fire ran along upon the ground, and the Lord rained hail upon the land of Egypt.
So the Most High sent hail on the land of Egypt. Y'all seen like the apocalyptic movies, like The Day After Tomorrow, where you getting them blocks of hail falling from the sky like this. This is really what the Most High was sending down, fast too. And on top of that, it was fire as well. Go ahead.
So there was a hail and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all of the land of Egypt, since it became a nation.
The Most High sent something so crazy on this place. It said this has never before happened since the whole time Egypt has been a nation. Blocks of ice, because that's what hail is, mingled with fire. That's like, we can't even really comprehend that. How does that even work? Smacking the ground, killing the animals, killing the people, right? And read verse 26.
26, only in the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, was there no hail.
So, and when you read about it, the hail was killing everything. It was killing all the animals that it touched, killing all the land, the herbs. It was destroying. Most High was like, hey, I told you, let my people go. Stop trying to get in the way of what I got going on, right? Let's go to verse 35.
Verse 35, and the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had spoken by Moses.
Now, this is the part that's crazy, because like I said, we don't see this play out too many times in front of our face. But imagine, that's like me telling you, right? Like, hey, like, I know you got a pair of shoes that's mine, right? You know you got my shoes. They at your house. If you don't give me my shoes, I'm going to shoot up your entire block, and I'm not going to leave nothing standing. I go up to you, you say, man, whatever. I'll shoot up your entire block and don't leave nothing standing. Any man would have common sense like, man, let me get this dude's shoes back. It's not worth that much. The Most High hardened this man's heart. He like literally made him ignore it. And that's a small example to what was happening in Egypt. Like things was being destroyed on a catastrophic level. The Most High literally made this man hard-hearted. Like, hey, I'm not doing it. And we don't think about that type of power because as easy as it was for the Most High to do that towards another nation, he does that a lot to Israel too. When you read about the reprobate mind, that's like for the sisters who can't let pants go. It's clearly in the scriptures, but they will fight tooth and nail. I can wear these pants, brother. That is scary. The scriptures say it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High. That is scary because as much, that's why the Most High said he had to humble us because we be thinking we so in control of what we do. That's why the Most High hit you with the flu and he be having you curled up in the bed. You realize how small you are and how not in control you really are. Most High took control of this man's mind and made him disregard everything that happened. Notice people in his kingdom were dying because of this. Well, he said, hey, I'm not letting your people go, right? Now, here's the funny part, because we have that example in the scriptures, right? And like I said, the thing was, Pharaoh was getting in front of the way of the works of the Most High and what the will of the Most High was. Go to the slide, Aaron. Now, I should have put these people's names inside of the slide, but y'all remember these two? what was it, just 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, they was everywhere on the news. These were the two that were accused of shooting up that Jewish community in New Jersey. Shooters linked to the Black Hebrew Israelites. I mean, this was big. Like, people tried to downplay this, but this was huge. I had people at my job, hey, bro, what happened? I'm like, what you mean, what happened? I'm like, what happened? Man, your peoples, man. I'm thinking like, man, what happened? Man, y'all up there shooting stuff up? Like, oh, hold on, what you talking about, bro? He's showing me I had multiple people at my job coming to me asking. People hit me up on Facebook. Man, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? You got something you want to say? Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know how Esau do. He's the master of that. That Hollywood magic and getting the people's minds distracted. I mean, this is the same event that so-called happened that had like certain Israelite congregations, like in a sense, tuck and tail. Like, oh, no. We're about peace. We don't do none of that. Multiple brothers, we're not about that. Violence, oh, no. We just read the Bible. This was low-key huge. A lot of people don't look at it that way because they don't understand the severity of what is like leading an organization. Like, if this was like the 60s dealing with the Panthers and stuff, they would have took that a whole lot more serious. I mean, these was brothers who was marching in places like strapped up. Like, you couldn't put out false propaganda on the Panthers like that. They took that serious. They did everything they power to show that they was the opposite of that. This had a lot of people on edge, and it was huge everywhere, literally. And it wasn't even factual. These dudes had once studied about being Israelites. That's it. And it says shooting is linked to the Black Hebrew Israelites. A straight smear campaign. Esau trying to stop what the Most High was doing. Stopping the work, stopping the will of the Most High. That's what he attempted to do, right? Go back to the PowerPoint out. And it seems like all of a sudden, all the attention is gone. Look at the Most High. Took all that attention off of us. He said, hey, they trying to stop what I'm doing. No, y'all keep putting in that work. Y'all still flying under the radar. Y'all good. This is what's headlining now. Literally, a lot of us don't watch TV, but it was everywhere. Black Hebrew Israelites, because we're so big, we're to the point where they can't ignore us, so they have to demonize us. It's at least 4 movies that did well in the box office that got Israelites in it. The Barack Obama movie.
It's called Barry, I think.
Barry. It's a movie called Barry.
Barry.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but yeah, you look it up. It's literally about 4 or 5 like good movies, high production movies that have Israelites in it doing dumb stuff that we don't even really do. Some people do, but that's not the average Israelite, right? So you got Barack Obama walking down the street trying to gather his thoughts, and the camera pans to the right ever so slightly, and you see the brother with the fringes everywhere, like the old school Hebrews. You white bitch, and you devils is gonna do this, and blah, blah, blah. So he walks up to him. Oh, why do you say all white people are devils? And, brother, do you like white people? Like, huh?
Oh, 999.
Oh, yeah, they got 999 too, but they are in the Barack Obama movie as well. Yeah, 999's another movie. But like, so that's the thing. We're big to where they have to mention us, but they're gonna demonize us. They can't speak on us in a good light. Same thing with like the brother, I believe, down in D.C. His name is Chief Ephraim, when he was talking to those students that had went up there. That was huge too. And he wasn't even saying nothing bad. He was just saying, hey, like, y'all the devil according to the Bible. He wasn't lying. And that was everywhere, talking about, oh, he was terrorizing the children and blah, blah. Any chance they get, we're too big. They can't ignore us. So they're going to mention us, but they're going to try to demonize us, right? The Most High is genius. As bad as that situation looked, as if we was just, what they call them, domestic terrorists, and Most High made all that go away in a flash. He says, y'all keep doing y'all. Now that everybody has that in their mind, like Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites, everybody got that in the back of their mind somewhere. But now when they come across us, it's all the more relevant. It's like, hey, I think I seen y'all on the news. Y'all was the people who shot up that thing? Nah, we ain't do that, brother. But let me show you about these laws, though. Most High, nothing's going to stop the will of the Most High. So in a sense, we seeing what happened back in the time of Egypt with Pharaoh, right? U.S. airstrike kills powerful Iranian general. And then look at Trump. Trump don't care. He be talking everything on Twitter. It says, targeted 52 Iranian sites representing the 52 American hostages taken by Iran many years ago, some at a very high level important to Iran and the Iranian culture, and those targets and Iran itself will be hit very fast and very hard. The USA wants no more threats because Iran was threatening the U.S. like, man, we tired of y'all. Y'all sitting there bullying everybody. We ain't having that. Step to us if you want. We're going to bomb stuff. So Trump get on Twitter talking. It says hundreds of Iranian protesters, and it's talking about the dude that they killed. He was already attacking our embassy and preparing for additional hits in other locations. Iran has been nothing but problems for many years. Let this serve as a warning that if Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, we have ... We got war. Trump don't care, dude. He's like the epitome of Esau. They call him the Great White Hope because he just got all these trailer park Edomites on high right now. They really think they can make America great again, right? Iran is talking very boldly about targeting certain U.S. assets as revenge for our ridding the world of their terrorist leader who had just killed an American and badly wounded many others, not to mention all of the people he had killed over his lifetime, including recently. Even with me just reading about this, we already forgot we was talking about the Israelites who shot up that thing. That's how beautiful the Most High is, truly. Just by us, we didn't forget we was talking about the dudes who supposedly shot up that Jewish community. The Most High is genius. And that's why he says, like, look, trust in me. I got you, right? The scripture says in Romans 8:31. Get that real quick. This is the Most High. He rules people's minds. If he don't want you going left, he going to make you go right. Go ahead and read that when you got it.
Romans chapter 8, verse 31. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Who can be against us if the Most High is with us? Y'all got to read about the Most High and what he did for our people, especially like during the times of like the Maccabees. We got like some real life miracles that was going on. I forget the story verbatim, but it was this one, I think it was Jonathan. He had like got a sword that came down from heaven, started slicing up the enemies with. Seeing like some movie stuff. Like we be thinking it's really not possible, but we don't know what the Most High has in store for us. We have to be humble enough to really allow him to work through us. That's why it don't make no sense fighting against the grain. That's why he told Paul before he got converted, he said, hey, don't you know it's hard kicking against the pricks? There's nothing you can do against this at all. But we have to really believe that. As many as it is of us who will be like, you know what, we 100% down with the Most High, to hell with all the other nations that try to stop this. We ain't worried about their weapons of mass destruction. You got another Israelite that's going to sit here and say, well, we can't take them down. They have guns. What do we have? We don't even have property. It takes the whole nation to truly believe in the power of the Most High for us to really take this kingdom. And that's what the Most High is trying to show us in glimpses. That's why when you listen to the teachings of Christ, he always says certain things like, look, to him or to her who has an ear, let him hear. Meaning, if you got the wherewithal to understand what the Most High is doing, this is for you. You will get it. Things like, there's no coincidence with the Most High. The Most High is a chess player. Everything is calculated. No coincidence. Right? Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Now watch this. Is as much as Iran and the U.S. is going back and forth and everyone's talking about World War III, who's really known for teaching about World War III? Israel. Thermonuclear destruction going to destroy America, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to know for teaching that because we saying what thus saith the Most High. It's in the Bible. But watch this. In the midst of all this that's going down, it was a specific article. Don't know who started sharing it, but it was going crazy online about what Iran had to say about us. And this is from a couple of years ago, but this is what was trending next to Iran is threatening the U.S. This was the next thing trending. It says Iranian leader Says, the U.S. oppresses its black population. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah, on Sunday accused the U.S. of tyrannizing its African-American citizens, saying black people in the United States are oppressed, disrespected, and humiliated. I'm telling you, the Most High is a chess player. These were hand in hand. You wasn't going to see the Iran threatening the U.S. without seeing this article coming up next. Had crazy amount of shares. What they doing worrying about us? Why care about us? We ain't got no bombs or nothing like that. It's because these other nations know who we are. Go to Psalms 83. That's why, you know, in wake of the situation happening where that Jewish community got shot up, you had, you know, certain brothers trying to make it seem like we're not about certain things. It makes no sense. You can't fool the other nations. We're the ones who lost our identity and lost our culture. The other nations know who we are. Meaning what? They know our source of power. It's the same thing in the book of Judith. The general had said, hey, look, these people that you about to go and fight up against, you need to know something about them. If they keeping the commandments, you can guarantee that you walking into suicide. However, if they got a little bit of sin up in them, then you might have a chance because they God don't like sin. If they sin, they God not going to fight for them. Our oppressors, all the other nations, they read the Bible. They know this. That's why the Bible's not going nowhere. They need this around to keep us oppressed. They take the things that the Most High gave us to use to oppress, not even oppress, but to rule over the other nations, and they use it on us. It's just like not taxing, but like interest. Interest is in the Bible. It says, hey, a fellow Hebrew, I can't give you $100 and say in 2 weeks I'm going to need 150 back because I'm lending you this 100. It says you can do that to the heathens, though. And that's what they do to us. You need a $2,500 loan? Okay, cool. You can pay it back within 60 months, but after 60 months, you're going to pay $5,700. It's the exact same thing they do with us. So they know our source of power. They know where our wisdom, our knowledge comes from. It doesn't look good when you sit there trying to tuck tail and sit there and say, we're not about this. We don't believe in hurting anybody. And bro, just say, look, we believe in what thus saith the Most High. According to the prophecies, it says that the children of Israel is going to be on top and they're going to take the kingdom. You ain't got to go into the details, but they know what that means. You can't respect that. You can't respect that. I'm sorry. Psalm 83. And let's start at verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
These other nations have taken crafty counsel against us. You don't realize how crafty it is until you really look into some of the agendas that they had in place, that they worked day and night to make sure, like, came to pass. Like, even with the whole... Like, because I don't want to go too far back. Let's just use something modern, right? You look at the times of civil rights. Our people just wanted to be equal. We just want to be able to do whatever our oppressors are doing. That's all. Cool. Because you look at the family structure and how we operated as a nation at that time, it was low-key on point. Like, we stood up for one another. There wasn't no gang banging. We wasn't just killing each other over nothing. We had a better sense of community compared to what we have now, right? So I said, all right, cool. Y'all can be equal to us. Right after that, what happens? The white woman says she wants to be equal to the man. She needs more power. She needs more. So what the black woman do? Well, we want to be equal with you. We're going to do the exact same thing. Now look at the situations we got now. Yeah. That's not by coincidence. They know. You know what? If they family households is messed up, they're not going to be able to operate at the top tier level they need to be. How they going to be out here raising their people and they can't even be at home and rule their household? How you going to rule your nation? You can't rule your household. These other nations is calculated. It says, and you know, granted, this isn't the only place we live. You got Israelites everywhere in captivity because we don't rule none of those lands. Right? So it says they taking crafty counsel against us. Go ahead.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
It says, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That's the reason why we don't have the most important things you really need to be even a nation. We don't have our own language. We don't have our own land, meaning we don't have our own resources, and we don't have our own military. They have successfully did everything that they had in their agenda.
Successfully cut us off as a nation.
Successfully. You walking down the street, I know you tall, you got a certain type of look to you, right? You're not soft like a lot of these other nations are. Brothers probably don't look at you, hey, how you doing, brother? They probably look at you like, yeah, all right, like, we don't greet one another when we're walking down the street. I'm watching my back from people who look like me. That's that self-hate. You hate yourself. That's why you hate your people. Sisters, every single one of them, I just can't be around sisters. I'm always just better around dudes. There's no sisterhood, no brotherhood, and everything else under the sun. We addicted to drugs. What's your nationality? I'm black. What's your nationality? Oh, I'm African American. What are you? Afro-Asiatic. What are you? The original man. We don't know who the hell we are. It really takes time for you to break down everything that has been put in place for us to fail. You look at it and you line it up with the scriptures, and there's no denying this word. It says, damn, the Most High said all this would happen if we did not keep his commandments. So you got to believe everything he said that he was going to do for us when we keep the commandments is going to happen too. Right? Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And here's the funny part, because like I said, these other nations know exactly who we are. Even though he's going to sit here and say the U.S. oppresses its black population, they know damn well we not black people. They're not finna say the United States is terrorizing the Israelites. So they still going to put it out there like, hey, I can't put everything out there. But the Most High is utilizing them, and they don't even know it. Puppets, playing chess. The Most High is genius. The Most High is all powerful because these people couldn't stop it if they wanted to. That's why the Most High said, like, when you being upright in your dealings, it says the Most High make even your enemies to be at peace with you. He'll change their mind. As much as they want to hate you, it's like, he's a stand-up dude. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. You just can't deny the power of the Most High in his word, man. You know, and that's why it's so sad when you look at, you know, Hosea 4 and 6 and scriptures like Isaiah chapter 3 and chapter 2, just how destroyed our people has become. But it's a beautiful thing, though, because throughout all this destruction that's happening around us, we're being built up. The Most High is tearing down everything else, and we're being built up. That's why it makes sense. It's like, I find myself asking people this because the scriptures say don't trust in oppression. But we trust in Esau. I be hearing conversations, black people, Latino people, we be like, hey, man, Iran gonna bomb the U.S. Nah, we have the greatest missile defense system. We? What you mean we? No, they have it. That's not your military. This isn't your country. We have the biggest army. No. They have that, dude. They have it. So I'll be asking people, but like, hey, you know, historically speaking, and just life, everything has a high, and then after that it's taken down, right? Like, yeah, it makes sense. I'll be like, so who's going to rule after America? You know, America's on top right now. Who's going to rule once this place falls? I don't really know. I mean, America got things on lock. I think we good. You going to be ruling, brother. Blacks and Latinos, it's our time. They be looking at you crazy like, what? Do you know how crazy that sounds? No, it does sound crazy. To the average person, it makes sense to us because we got the faith and we know what's up. But to the average person, imagine you got your average dude out there smoking weed, getting his face tatted, drinking every other, like pimping hoes. You got sisters stripping on the poles. Who's going to look at us and say these are going to be the people that's going to rule the earth next? The Most High is genius, man. I'm telling you. We just in a bad space right now. But he said, hey, I'm going to put y'all through this fire. But in the meantime, he says all these things was written for our learning. You're going to see glimpses and instances of my power being shown just like I did back in the day. And this is literally, this is nothing compared to what the Most High has coming. Nothing. You think America won't give us up just like that? We're the reason why America is what it is. Even when you read the scriptures talk about like going to war with the world, right? The other nations, blah, blah, blah. And that's why Christ said, you know, all those who refuse that I should be king, bring them before me and slice their head off. It's going to be some people that's not going to bow down. But for the majority, the nations, they're going to be like, all right, cool. The scriptures talk about it. They're going to throw in their weapons of war and grab those pruning hooks and they lawnmowers, whatever. I'm cool with that. It's really Esau that's outlined in the scriptures saying he's not going to give up easily. Just like Pharaoh did in Egypt. So we're going to be seeing some crazy stuff where Most High going to be like, hey, let my people do their thing and serve me. Esau going to be like, hell no. Most High said, bet, watch this. Boom. Let my people go so they can serve me. Nah, bet. Boom. I'm telling you, we haven't seen nothing yet. But the Most High is using these small instances just to help wake us up. So, like I said, you know, this is one of the reasons why we should fear the Most High, because he's in control of everything and we are in control of nothing. You meditate on the scriptures and you'll get a more in-depth understanding of that. But unless you got anything you want to bring out, that's it for me. Or unless brothers got any questions or anything. You got anything? And well, you know, all praise be to the Most High, Israel. Definitely tune in tomorrow. We have a Q&A class starting at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in. You can ask your questions. Anything you got questions about, anything you scared to ask your pastors or your family members, just log into the chat board and type your questions in and we'll try to answer them for you. So, you know, with that, I'm going to say shalom and do your research and let's just stay upright, y'all.